Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Monday, March 9th, 2020. Another weekend has come and gone too soon, and we have more coronavirus to talk about, unfortunately. How you boys doing down in Austin?
Don't have coronavirus yet.
Well, we don't know that because the incubation period is long. So
yes, we could all technically have.
Yeah, I would.
Everybody.
I wouldn't ever make that statement these days.
Well, I did have a little cough on Saturday, and I started to get a little anxious. I'm not
now
gonna
it's the era of always being worried that you haven't has started.
Yep.
Mark's going to tell us about that in the main story today, and then the rest of us will be on a lightning round of other headlines. Mark, get us going, bud.
Okay, guys. Hope you all had a good weekend because it may be your last weekend on Earth thanks to the coronavirus. I'm kidding, but this shit is horrible. Also, next person to tell me the common flu is worse than coronavirus to my face is getting assaulted. Hard Factor Pat almost got that today.
You're such an idiot.
He thinks the flu is worse like a goddamn
I
moron.
didn't say it was worse. What I said is, and I said this on the last show, and you jumped down my throat.
What is it going to take for these dipshits to stop saying that?
Let me finish. A lot of people die from the fucking flu.
Okay, let's move on. There's
a lot of people.
There's a lot to cover, you moron.
You're the fucking idiot.
No, you're on. The common flu never completely shut down the country of Italy, but coronavirus or COVID-19 just did. Italy's death toll almost doubled overnight this weekend, and they're at about 400 deaths at the time of this recording. There are over 7,400 confirmed cases of corona in Italy, putting them in second place outside of China. South Korea is right behind them at well over 7,100 cases. And now the Lombardy region, or North Italy, with Milan and 14 other provinces, including Veneto and Venice, and their 16 million inhabitants, or a quarter of the population, are on lockdown and mandatory quarantine with basically no travel in or out for the next month or more. And Italy is now asking for retired doctors to unretire because everyone there is getting sick.
Which is really bad because I'll tell you what, my doctor here in the United States...
Never happened for the flu.
He would take a month or two off every summer. I'd get a notification from his office because he'd go hang out in Italy. Like, that was his thing. It was his peace place.
Well,
a lot of
You
people...
don't want to be there right now.
No, you don't want to say you're a retired doctor there because you're like, it's like, anyone a doctor here? You know, that type of thing.
There's lots of guys who went to Italy to retire.
Yeah. Northern Italy, that's where I'm a quarter.
Where your
Northern
family's
Italian,
from, yep.
So all my ancestors.
It's basically
the
basically the middle of Italy and up, quarter of the population. It's going to spread.
The head.
The U.S. is really starting to feel coronavirus now as well, as there are over 500 cases confirmed in 34 states plus Washington, D.C., although the actual number is surely much higher, as it's still being reported that it's quite hard to get tested or even for doctors to get the tests for coronavirus. And now we have 22 deaths at the time of this recording. I'm sure those numbers are probably higher when you're listening to this. The Grand Princess cruise ship is docking today at Oakland. It has 21 confirmed corona victims, and allegedly they will let people off the ship, which makes sense after the Diamond Princess debacle. Get them off the ship. But the problem is, where do they go when they get off the ship? As if
quarantine somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
well,
not Texas.
Maybe. Do all of them go to quarantine? It's not been really reported. And if 21 of them are certainly have corona, I'm sure more like 300 of them have corona.
Yeah, probably.
Right? So where the fuck are these people going? Ted Cruz announced he will self-quarantine in Texas after he shook hands with the CPAC person that had corona. He's 10 days in since contact with no symptoms, proving that nothing can kill Ted Cruz.
Right. Yeah. That's impressive. They got to study Ted Cruz because he might be the key.
We should probably get him. A vaccine can come from Ted Cruz's body.
I think he's the least liked guy in government.
It's like a shark.
So everyone's like, no, Ted, don't self-quarantine, Ted. Don't do that.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Carrie.
I mean, the whole rooting for the other side joke of coronavirus is so played out. Both parties are doing it right now.
You can't politicize a global pandemic. It's just ridiculous.
Well,
except
but
for when
they're
it
both
comes to
doing
Ted
it,
Cruz.
and then they're joking about how the other one's doing it to like play the victim. And it's just like, you guys are all stupid.
That's the second most annoying thing to me. The first is back to the common flu thing. I really want to smack everyone in the mouth. But, looks like someone on a cruise from Florida tried to give the gift of corona to Puerto Rico. Thanks. And they are testing that person as if they didn't have it tough enough and still recovering from hurricane efforts. Like now drunk assholes that get off a cruise are giving people, the locals in Puerto Rico, coronavirus. So that's great.
That's not nice.
I'm sure they're going to be equipped
That's
for that.
like the first time that like a dock at a cruise destination is empty without people trying to sell you wooden wares.
They're like, we don't just get away from us.
With their hands.
Right.
The one time you don't want to live in a port city for sure.
100%.
Yep. Cruises are like basically in general. Mike Pence went to Florida to talk with all the cruise directors, and cruises basically are just getting shut shut down for the next month, though.
Everything's getting shut down.
Oh, yeah.
South by.
Oh, yeah. We're getting to that. Oregon has declared a state of emergency, guys. We are past that in Washington State. California, New York, probably next there. Elderly homes are starting to limit visitation, which is very sad. My grandparents on my mom's side, my mom's parents, are in an awesome elderly community in the outskirts of Philadelphia, and I've been thinking about them a lot while all this is going on with Corona. It's sad stuff for anyone old. This is sad for, and anyone in like a community where they're like limiting visitation. It's not good.
Yeah, their friends might be dying from this shit.
Right, and no one can. Your family can't come visit you.
Right.
It's gonna rock the older.
It's
like,
terrible.
The older generations. It's tough.
It's bad. Colleges have started to shut down classes and move to online only, like Stanford, which canceled in-person classes for at least the next 2 weeks. Columbia University is considering doing the same, and I'm sure many, many more universities will follow this week. Study abroad programs to places.
And employers too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are gonna offer telecommuting. Take that fucking offer.
Well,
you know, I mean,
For sure, take that off.
Yeah.
Let me ask this. So, like, okay, I get Stanford because Stanford's kind of, there's space there. Columbia University is just New York City. It's like shutting down Columbia classes
New York
doesn't do anything.
New York is about to be shut down completely.
yeah,
Pat.
New York is like.
I know you don't take Corona. I know you don't take Corona
Stop
seriously.
it with this bullshit.
But,
What I'm
oh,
saying is, Pat, it's still a college, and there's still lots of people gathered together there.
What I'm saying is, I guarantee
Right.
whether
It's
college
all
or
about-
not, you're interacting with as many people
But
as you.
all they're doing is trying to limit exposure
Right.
to like. So the more you can limit exposure, the less it spreads. Is basically the general idea. I think at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just saying, Columbia University,
everyone's catching
the
Big
it.
middle of
groups of
Harlem.
people. Big groups of people. is
Middle
what-
of Harlem. Move out of New York.
Study abroad programs to places like Italy have been shut down. That's not going to happen this spring, guys. What else? I mean, how much fucking time do I have, Will? Am I on a timer here? I hate doing this shit. I wish
you've got. Yeah, I mean, you've got like some more time.
Okay,
so.
I wish I was the titty expert instead of the coronavirus expert. This is just the worst.
How great would it be
Is
if
there
just
like a pandemic of like breast implants going
Yeah,
on?
that would have been a hat game.
women all
Yeah,
over the
it
world
sucks.
just see increased growth in their breasts?
But why? I better research it.
When you first signed up to cover the Wuhan virus, did you think it was going to be a global state of
No,
emergency?
I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I did think it was going to be really bad, much worse than the common flu, and I was right, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but I'll continue to cover it. All the fun things are canceled. Like you mentioned, Will, South by Southwest in Austin got fucked right off. Ultra in Miami, see ya. Name something fun that's supposed to happen.
Coachella's going to get canceled, too,
Yeah,
in my
that's
opinion.
gone. Anything else you guys like?
A
That's
13-year-old boy in New York.
NFL draft, you
had his
mentioned,
bar
Will?
mitzvah
Oh yeah,
canceled.
NFL draft. Are they going to have that? in
probably
Vegas?
not. No,
That's a
NFL
big
draft, you can fuck right off. Anything else you guys like?
Well, I'm telling you, this little boy in New York City had a virtual bar mitzvah because he went to a bat mitzvah with some asshole let their kid with coronavirus go to this bat mitzvah. And so since then, that entire community, that entire school is quarantined. And this little boy is like, whoa, that sucks for me because my bar mitzvah, the most important event in my young manhood, is happening this weekend. So they did it on fucking Zoom.
If you're traveling anywhere for an event like a conference or a festival in the next 1 to 3 months, you're gonna want to get a refund ready.
Couple things.
You can get a refund, by the way. The airlines are giving out refunds like fucking candy.
Yeah, which is good news for us because we can refund the South by ticket for me if we need to.
Yep.
Hopefully we can still make something happen though in Austin that week. A couple things though. I've heard that masturbation may help you from avoiding getting it. So
I've
do
heard that
a
too.
lot. Also smoking weed, as we've covered. Make sure you do that. Also, the fist bump is back. Don't handshake anybody. Only
Those are
fist
good.
bump.
I've seen a lot of people elbow
Only
bumping.
fist bump.
With masturbation
That-
and
that's
weed,
Pence's thing.
when this coronavirus hits me, I'm gonna literally just like break it into 1,000 pieces.
But we do need to address that Pence introduced a new handshake that's not necessarily the fist bump. It's like the elbow bump.
Well, the elbow bump.
Yeah.
I've seen people rocking the elbow bump, but I think fist bump is just easier to remember.
Yeah, because there's
And
no
apparently
there's
it's
no
just as
germs on your
effective.
knuckles. Sure, don't even touch my
Can
fucking
we
fist.
go back to why masturbation is good for it?
I think probably stress relief. I didn't read the article,
Yeah.
just saw the headline.
getting it out.
And it was
Stress is
a
the silent
Barstool
killer.
blog.
I was gonna say the fucking mass media has a lot of deaths on their hands from like just the panic and stress that I think that they've literally caused some people to die because of the stress.
No, the people that don't get the awareness out of the disease and don't take it
Well,
seriously have a lot of deaths. on their hands.
I know
so
that too.
that's
But
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like a catch-22.
Yeah.
Because it is dumb to worry about it spreading because you can't stop the spread of it.
Right.
But it's also dumb to think
To
that
cough
it's
into your hand and go
absolutely
out in public
nothing
and
or
yeah.
that nobody's going to get hurt by it. So like it's both things at the same time.
Well, luckily for the masturbation part, coronavirus themed porn is trending. It's just a lot of racist porn videos or TSA themed airport porn themed porns out there. Just like, you're coughing and we're going to need to search you over here. And then they just bang
Strip
people in the airport. Yeah.
Biohazard.
All right, let's end this on a high note. As life will move on from this bullshit eventually. In China and Japan and maybe some other places where schools have been canceled for children, administrators have been using an app to assign homework called Ding Talk. They've been home for a while, and these countries are big into child education, as they should be. So they want, these kids to be working, doing schoolwork while they're at home for the past month and continue to be. But these awesome and creative kids figured something out. And that's if an app on the Apple App Store, where Ding Talk is 1 star or below, it gets removed from the App Store.
Okay.
So a plethora of children have been communicating with each other and voting this app 1 star. And this weekend, the app went from 4.9 stars to 1.7 as these kids don't want to do fucking homework. And I think that's incredible.
What a bunch of genius.
And I love it. And that's how we'll end the coronavirus update.
Yeah, I bet a lot of teachers were doing that shit too, giving it 1 stars. They don't want
not in China.
They don't want to grade.
Try to work around that,
They don't wanna
teachers.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's called Ding Chat. Like, that's got to make
Ding
you
Talk.
laugh every time.
Ding Talk.
Ding Talk.
Yeah.
Ding Talk.
It rolls off the tongue.
All right. I mean, someone do the update tomorrow. I don't want to read about Corona tomorrow.
Mark,
Yeah, I
our
think
Corona
we're going to
expert.
start rotating
Yeah.
this.
Cool.
I did one last week. I think we can't subject you to this every day.
Yeah,
No.
it's too big.
Yeah, it's too much.
But as Will mentioned, we are going to try to do something during South by Southwest, as we have 2 events planned. Those are still in limbo, but stay tuned.
Hit us up. Seriously, like DM us if you got ideas for South by, because obviously, like, we were planning a bunch of South by shit and it all got thrown in our faces when they canceled the event. So hit us up if you got an idea of what we can do on Thursday and Friday of South by. All right, let's take it over to the lightning round. First up, we're going back to Space Mountain, guys. Today, we're talking about life on Mars. And NASA revealed the highest resolution landscape photo ever taken of the red planet. It's a landscape of what you'd think it would be. It's from the Curiosity rover. It took it back on Thanksgiving. You can zoom in, like, because they released the full thing. And you can, endless red rocks.
No way.
Lots of hills.
I saw the photo, Will. What was my amazing takeaway was that it looked a lot like California. It just did. It didn't look like that. It didn't look that foreign of a planet.
How zoomed in was this, Will? Could you see like eyeballs?
It's
in the rock?
billions of
It's a
pixels.
landscape.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like the simulations that you saw in the 90s.
It looks like Total Recall?
It looks way more normal than that.
Yeah,
Okay.
way more
Well, the
normal.
western United States does look like Mars, Pat. Like, you're right. There's lots of parts of Nevada that just look like Mars because it's just rocks and sage.
Do you think flat earthers believe in Mars at all? No, right?
You'd have to not,
Right.
right? Because you
It's gotta
can't
be
you
no.
can't believe there's
Space
like
is
other
fake,
planets.
Unless
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 you
you
circle.
Well,
no, you could think about planets like levels. Like that's one
they
level
all
up.
have
Outer space
different-
is fake.
It's a
for those
different
people.
platform,
Yeah.
so you could take.
Right.
Yeah, you would just go to the next,
You could
the
jump
next level.
from one to the next.
Think about that. So you would just look up and see the bottom of Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so as you guys could go check it out. NASA has released this. You can zoom it in. It's, like I said, a beautiful landscape of nothing but red rocks, red dirt, and gray skies as far as the eye can see. And it's not surprising that when this picture comes out from the Curiosity rover, other articles also surfaced this week talking about how even though Mars is beautiful, which it definitely is not, don't get too excited, nerds, because your blood would literally boil in the CO2-rich Martian atmosphere without a spacesuit on. And likely the first humans to land on Mars will need to spend months to years inside their ships, just like 14 people inside the ship can't get out of the ship because it's too dangerous, hoping the ship doesn't tip over or break because we got to wait for more colonists to arrive so we could build bigger structures to connect our ships.
I don't think I could be, certainly not in a spacesuit that often. I get uncomfortable in a t-shirt for too long. Like, that would suck.
He does. If we have a session of Hard Factor that's going long, like
I'll take
past
my
3
shirt
hours,
off.
you look to the right and Mark's just shirtless.
That's for damn
But
sure.
it looks like he's wearing a shirt because he has so much body hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of the four of us would be welcome on a fucking ship where you had to stay in there for like months waiting for other ships to arrive.
No, we're the worst.
Nobody's taking the Hard Factor boys on that.
We're the worst for that.
A little bit complainy.
Us fat, loud pieces of shit.
Yeah. Our shits stink to high heaven. We're complaining about
Is there any
everything.
more whiskey?
Right.
Hey, I'm a little sad. I left my Prozac back on Earth. Can you talk to me?
Like, uh-oh.
Yeah, those astronauts don't want any part of us. It seems that a different scientist, a far cry from current day Mars, famed scientist for TV, Bill Nye, thinks that Earth life must have started on Mars back when the planet was popping and awesome, because he says it must have been that way. And he's calling for NASA to investigate by bringing back rock samples from Mars as soon as they can. So here's Bill Nye's quote.
Was he going to find cocaine in the rock samples?
Yeah, this is out there. He says, quote, "I've thought deeply about the idea. Mars is smaller than Earth. It cooled faster than the Earth, and it had oceans and an atmosphere about 1 billion years before Earth. So it's reasonable that life started on Mars." And then Nye immediately assured everybody.
With that logic, it could have started somewhere before Mars. That just means life was on Mars. What is he talking about? Life started on Mars. Fuck off.
Right, and he assures everybody that if they bring him the rocks, that it won't start an alien movie, even if he finds the Martian life, which he won't, because it's not on the rocks, probably.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyways, that's Bill Nye.
That's an F for Bill Nye.
Yeah. Right, he's just going for a headline grab.
Yeah.
Yep. And finally, one day when we do make it to the moon or to Mars, and we have little houses on there for humans, they might actually be made of mushrooms. Not the kind that you can get high from, unfortunately. That would be cool if you could eat your house and get high, but you can't.
Would you, though? Would that be cool?
No. That would not be cool.
Leave a lot of holes in your house, Will.
Yeah, that would not be cool.
No. It wouldn't. This is actually pretty cool. So you can't get high from these, but here's how the scientists in California described it. Quote, "We can harness mycelia to grow these habitats ourselves when we get there," unquote. And so what that means is that they want to make buildings with roofs of ice. So the ice then feeds the walls that are made of fungus that grow and self-repair, Pat. So even if you took a bite,
oh, bro, so you're saying you're in a perpetual trip machine if you make that, mushroom house psilocybin.
A house,
correct.
A house that's growing and living in Mars sounds like the dumbest idea.
Yeah. Sounds cozy.
And it'll block extra radiation. It probably won't kill you.
Yeah, it sounds like it won't ruin your electronics in its moist environment.
It just attracts the aliens that love mushrooms to come kill you.
It's like a grave.
Also, one part I didn't tell you guys.
Right, honey? You're happy we made it here, right, honey? It's great, right, honey?
yeah. Pat, it gets a little worse.
Mars divorce.
Gets a little worse, Pat. Here's the part where you definitely divorce. You have to feed your house your own shit.
Give me a break.
For it to keep growing. So there's going to be some.
Will, let me ask you a question. All right, you're in one of those houses. You're feeding your house your own shit. It's a psilocybin mushroom house. Would you eat your walls knowing?
What? Are you kidding? 100% I would. You got to be out of your mind.
It's tough to get out of bed with that short list.
You think I'm scared of my own shit to get high? Hell no.
No, baby.
I'm on that. Anyways, a lot of weird stuff going on if you want to live on Mars, but it's going to be a long time before you can live on a mushroom house on Mars, though. And if you want to do that, you're going to need lots of cash to get you there. That's why you should go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get your first $20 matched on us in the stock market of politics. We've got more elections coming tomorrow that you can bet on. We've got Joe Biden stealing all of our money last week, maybe making us some money this week. Hard Factor Picks blogs coming out all the time. Hard Factor Picks shows, video shows coming out every Fridays on the YouTube channel. It's a wild time to be in the predicted markets. A great time to gamble on the news. Again, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get your first $20 match on us so you can gamble on politics with us.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's shockingly affordable, millionaires? Tahiti. Tahiti and the islands around in French Polynesia are shockingly affordable. Forget about Mars.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Especially now with Corona.
Yeah. You can buy a house.
Now's the time to book your Tahiti.
Whatever you think, guys. All right, guys, I got a feel good one for you today, and that's right up my alley. Because on Wednesday, for a few glorious hours, residents of a town in northern Italy, Will's stomping grounds, the town is called Castelvetrano, and they were blessed by God himself when red wine began flowing from every faucet imaginable in the town. I'm talking...
God gives you something. He gives them coronavirus, also gives them the red wine.
I know. I'm talking sinks. I'm talking shower heads. I'm talking garden hoses, all flowing red wine. They probably at first thought it was blood, which would have made this a very different story.
Not again.
They're all suffering from coronavirus. They think they're hallucinating.
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's very bad.
It's bad. Insult to injury. And kudos to the one sick motherfucker that tasted it to make sure it wasn't blood and discovered it was, in fact, Lambrusco wine.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's the best. And apparently, guys, what happened was the Cantina
Sicko.
Setticani winery was ready to bottle their fresh precious batch of Lambrusco, 1,000 liters to be exact, when a malfunction was caused by a faulty valve in the washing circuit within the bottling line, causing the nectar of the gods to seep into the town's water supply due to its pressure. That's what the winery
Is
said.
Lambrusco the one that's fizzy?
It's semi-effervescent, yes. Usually served cold.
It's pretty good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Can you imagine how wonderful of a win this would have been for a local homeless wino with access to a hose spigot?
Oh yeah,
man.
you couldn't find enough buckets.
Oh my God, bro! Imagine that.
I think even if you're not a homeless person, you just go to the spigot and just get hammered that
Yeah,
day.
it sounds pretty good for anyone.
Well, Willie, a lot of clients called the winery to warn them because I guess they knew that it's a small town. They knew that the Lambrusco was about to be bottled.
This is the Lambrusco.
Yeah, they could tell what brand it was.
Oh yeah, they know their wine up there. But also they warned them. They were also like, but we're bottling it. Hey, so send us a bill, I guess. The deputy mayor the woman's name is Meza Kakwi, told CNN that the small towns are, quote, the engine propelling an extraordinary nation, but now we need everyone's help to survive. That's because 80% of tourism in the small towns in Italy are down because of Corona. So feel good one. And guys, real quick. Yeah. Well, actually, no, Wes, you take over. You take over here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Guys, a new type of bar in Taiwan has caught my attention. Maybe a little too late. I've taken an indefinite break from booze. 100 days coming up this week. Thank you.
Congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. So if I haven't been as funny or funnier, that's why. Anyway, this new bar is located in Taipei, and it's a bar for people who hate other humans. And while I don't necessarily hate other humans, I, like my cohorts, do like hating on other humans. So this might be a place where we can meet up.
Have you been hating on other humans more or less? Since you've been taking a break from the sauce?
I would say a lot less, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So you're less misanthropic?
I'm less misanthropic. And that's the name of the bar.
No shit.
The Misanthrop
No
bar.
shit. That took a long time to think up. Yeah.
Located in a dark alley that greets you with a skeleton next to a Kafka quote that says, there is an infinite amount of hope in the universe, but not for us. So just something to get your mind right before entering to have a good time. Even the cocktail names are enough to give you an anxiety attack if the despair lurking in your soul isn't enough to do that. Drinks like Last Words, which requires you to write down what your last words might be if you had the choice to speak them.
Man.
And then you add that card to a stack for others to enjoy or hate on.
There's gonna be a murder at this place.
or
Yes.
or a public suicide in there. That's a powder keg. It sounds.
Yeah,
like.
that's
Well,
not good.
there is-
the clientele in there are not sane.
I'll get to the silver lining, guys. So
Okay.
adorned, the walls are adorned with quotes like "Hell is other people" from Jean-Paul Sartre, some French hater.
Yes, the classic.
Yeah, some French
the classic
hater
line.
and philosopher.
What do you mean? It's very classic. Sorry.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'm not too familiar. Sorry.
Heyo. But you hate people so much.
Life is shit.
Yeah, life is shit.
Life is shit, yeah. Even the food is dark, like black fried chicken served on a black plate, which you order from the black menu and eat surrounded by black walls. But first it's lit on fire to remind you of hell. The theme of the bar, which was founded by Chen, I'm not even going to attempt his last name, who suffers from severe depression, is, quote, you can hate this world as much as you want, but hey, there is a silver lining, guys. The bar's goal is not for you to go home and kill yourself or another person. It's to surround yourself with other like-minded people in hopes you find support and
Hate
other
everything too.
Yep, and other dark-minded humans like yourself.
If you're scared of snakes, don't go there.
Yeah, no.
Guarantee you there's a lot of snakes there.
There's got to be, right? On people's shoulders
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah, talk about a place that needs like a red wine faucet.
yes.
That place.
No.
Well,
Like a fake blood faucet.
oh yeah, fake
Oh,
blood
yeah,
faucet
fake
for
blood,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Chen was inspired to open the bar after spending a month in a mental health facility and is attempting to mimic the peer groups he found inside that, which gave him much relief. And
It's not exactly a glowing endorsement for the peer groups if he got the idea to have a misanthropic bar.
right. Well, the thing about it is in Taiwan, apparently the mental health knowledge and wokeness about people that have mental health problems is not very woke yet. So he's trying to bring that to light.
It's not easy to talk about.
Not easy to talk about. It's basically kind of shunned, I think, is what I got.
It's not looked at well.
Right. Yeah. And don't worry if alcohol enhances your hatred of the world. The bar is also a coffee shop and library where you can do a little light reading with titles like "Poetry About How Much I Hate My Life." And as you leave, you read a sign that says, "Are you sure you want to go back to real life?" It just soothes you before you exit back into your horrible existence.
I bet you that's a good place to go, like, get laid, though.
I bet you're right.
Oh yeah. That's a horned up
Fish
place.
barrel.
Holy smokes.
Talk about it.
If you can't get laid in that bar, you're a loser.
Yeah, you got no dick. Hey guys, real quick, today's episode of Hard Factor is
You'll
brought.
really be depressed after that.
Yeah.
Today's episode of Hard Factor is brought to you by Wealthfront. If you have money sitting in your bank account, your bank is making interest off your money. But how much are they giving back to you? Most banks give you like 0.01% interest on your savings. You should be earning more, like 14 times more with the Wealthfront cash account. Yeah, with Wealthfront, you earn more interest on your money and have one of the highest interest rates paid in the market at 1.27%. That's good, right, Mark?
That's very good.
Yeah, and that's 14 times more the interest rate on the national average. So it's easy to get started. It only takes $1 and a few minutes to open your account. You can even do it from your phone. No paperwork required. There are no fees, and your money is FDIC insured up to $1 million through their partner account. So right now you can sign up for Wealthfront cash account in less than 5 minutes by visiting wealthfront.com/factor, FACTOR. That's our unique URL. That's how we get paid. Please use that one. Real quick, I got the legal requirements.
And how you get paid is by signing up for it with that 1.27% return.
You get it done. Wealthfront, guys, real quick, is not a bank. Cash account is offered by Wealthfront Brokerage LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Wealthfront conveys funds to partner banks who accept and maintain deposits, provide the interest rate, and provide FDIC insurance. And the APY is subject to change. If you include NerdWallet, it's a solicitor of Wealthfront Bank and may receive cash payment for services, which is a big deal since tourism in the region is down. Okay, anyway, that was it. I rolled into another piece, but it's one of these cash things. So read the disclaimer.
Thank you, Pat, for bringing that up. I mean, between Predicted and Wealthfront, we got you covered right here.
We're all
Your
about
money's
that.
in good
We're all
hands
about that
on
money.
Hard Factor.
You're gonna have good-looking coffins after you die from corona.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Anything else we want to cover, guys?
That's going to do it for Hard Factor, Wes.
All right, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you for listening. We will have a live stream Tuesday night for the elections, I believe.
Probably. Something like we did last time.
Right.
Yeah, maybe a little reaction.
Yeah,
probably a little
reaction
shorter.
video.
There's
since
less
it's just
states,
Michigan.
so it might not be 80
Well,
minutes.
there's 6,
like we did.
right?
Yeah,
6 states. Okay.
Instead of 15 or
Right.
14. So we'll
But
probably
two West Coast states, so we'll probably go live once we know how Michigan.
we'll go live late for like 30 minutes or so.
But we will be making some bets. We're going to have a pick show, I believe, coming out for those elections.
No, we'll have a pick show every Friday.
Every Friday, okay. I'm just
Pick
wrong
show
all
every Friday.
together.
I got a picks blog coming out today for this Tuesday's elections. And then like Wes just said, we got the show coming out every Friday on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Most
My
importantly,
pick
though,
last week wasn't great.
Most
but-
importantly, it's Wes's birthday today.
Yes.
Happy birthday,
Yesterday.
Wes.
Thank you, guys. I feel exactly how old I
He
am.
turned 38 on March 8th because we recorded the night before, so happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, remember, 512-270-1480. We got some good voicemails last week. Let's keep that ball rolling. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Most importantly, have a great fucking day.